right, now,
Right. We got Wake Up from Stay Woke, WPFW, 89.3 FM, y'all.
all right, go ahead. Tell them who you are, Conga Man.
You know, we came here on the 57th anniversary of the March on Washington, where Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his famous I Have a Dream speech. It was before my birth. But during my childhood, I grew up in a home where the record of Dr. King and his speeches and sermons was played. As a child, I listened to that I Have a Dream speech countless times. By the time I got into high school, I desired to be a part of our Black History program and recite the iconic words of Dr. King. Was unable at 9 and 11 and 16 and 17 to memorize the words of Dr. King. I studied a lot, y'all. I put in countless hours. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Tell the name of the organization.
I started an organization called Keep the Dream Alive Community Development Corporation. And I took the paper and I would go to these programs and read Dr. King's words off of the paper for years. I was in a bad car accident. The car accident that I was in was so bad that the car that struck mine hit mine on the driver's side door. My car went up in the air and the car that struck me kept going. They rushed me to the hospital. They couldn't find anything wrong with me. The next time that I had to do the program honoring Dr. King, I had the paper there, but I didn't need it.
All right.
Somehow, I was able to retain the iconic words of Dr. King in my heart.
Come on, gentlemen.
I have a dream. I have a dream. I have a dream today. I have a dream. I say to you today, my friends, so even though we're faced with the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream.
All right.
It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day, on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners, will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood? I have a dream that one day, my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.
All right.
I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day, down in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification. One day, right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls, our sisters and brothers.
All right.
This is our hope. This is the faith that I go back to the South with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope.
All right.
With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that that we will be free one day. This will be the day when all of God's children will sing with new meaning, my country, 'tis of thee. Sweet land of liberty of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died. Land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside. Let freedom ring, and if America has become a great nation, this must become true. So let freedom ring from the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire. Let freedom ring from the mighty mountains of New York. Let freedom ring from the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado. Not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee.
All right.
Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi, from every mountainside. When this happens, when we allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, one day join in hands and sing the words of the old Negro spiritual. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we're free at last.
All right. All right.
Now I know some of you out there asking, how long will it take? Well, I come to tell you, no matter how difficult the moment, no matter how frustrating the hour, it will not be long. Cause truth pressed to the earth will rise again. How long? Not long. Because no lie can live forever. How long? Not long. Because you will reap what you sow. How long? Not long. Because the arm of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice. How long?
Go ahead, Joe.
Want to be important? Wonderful. Want to be recognized? Wonderful. If you want to be great? Wonderful. But recognize that he who is greatest among you shall be your servant. That's a new definition of greatness. Thing that I like about it this morning is that by giving that definition of greatness, it means that everybody can be great because everybody can serve.
All right.
Don't have to be a doctor to serve. You don't have to be a lawyer to serve. You don't have to know Plato and Aristotle to serve. You don't have to know Einstein's theory of relativity to serve. You don't have to know the second law and thermodynamics of physics to serve. All you need is a heart full of grace, soul generated by love. And you can be that servant. All I'm trying to tell y'all before I leave here, it falls your lot to be a street sweeper. Go around and sweep streets like Michelangelo painted pictures.
All right.
Sweep streets like Handel and Beethoven composed music. Sweep streets like Shakespeare wrote poetry. Go ahead, sweep streets so well that all the hosts of heaven and earth will have to pause and say, here lived a great street sweeper.
All right.
Who swept this job well.
All right.
Can't be a pine on top of the hill. Be a scrub in the valley, but be the best little scrub on the side of the rail. Can't be a highway, just be a trail. You can't be the sun, be a star. For it isn't by size that you win or you fail. Be the best at whatever you are.
All right. Hey, Jeremiah.
5 years ago, a great American, in whose symbolic shadow we stand today, signed the Emancipation Proclamation.
All right.
This momentous decree came as a great beacon light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who have been seared by the flames of withering injustice.
All right.
Came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, we must face the tragic fact that the Negro in America still isn't free. 100 years later, the Negro finds himself on a lonely island of poverty in the midst of a vast ocean of material prosperity. 100 years later, Negro finds himself languishing in the corners of American society, and he finds himself in exile in his own land. So, we have come here today.
All right.
To dramatize an appalling condition. You can accept it. You will leave those state troopers glutted with their own barbarity. You can accept it. You will do something that will transform conditions here in America. So it doesn't matter however dark it may be, however difficult it may seem, I know that it is true that truth forever on the scaffold, wrong forever on the throne. There's another part to that great statement, yet that scaffold sways the future. Yonder dim unknown standeth God within the shadows, keeping watch above his own. William Cullen Bryant is right, truth across the earth will rise again. The Bible is right. You shall reap what you sow. We shall overcome.
All right. All right. All right. Hey, Jeremiah.
before God. If I treat everybody with love, there's no doubt in my mind I have an abiding faith that there's a place way over yonder in the glory realm. Thank you so much for the love.
And I can take the heartache,
Every now and then, I guess,
the heartache,
we all think realistically about that day when we will be victimized with life's final common denominator. That's something we call death. We all think about, and every now and then I think about my own death, and I think about my own funeral, and I don't think of it in a morbid sense. And every now and then I ask myself, what is it? And I once said, and I leave the word with you this morning. If any of you are around, fade it out. When I have to meet my day, I don't want a long funeral. And if you get somebody to deliver the eulogy, tell them not to talk too long. Every now and then I wonder what I want them to say. Tell them not to mention that I have a Nobel Peace Prize. That isn't important. Tell them not to mention that I have 300 or 400 other awards. That's not important. Tell them not to mention where I went to school. I would like for somebody to mention that day that Martin Luther King Jr. tried to give his life serving others. Like for somebody to mention that day that Martin Luther King Jr. tried to love somebody. I want you to say that day that I tried to be right on the war question. I want you to be able to say that day that I did try to feed the hungry. I want you to be able to say that day that I did try in my life to clothe those who are naked. I want you to say on that day that I tried to visit those who are in prison. Yes, and if you want to say that I was a drum major, say that I was a drum major for justice. Say that I was a drum major for peace. And that I was a drum major for righteousness. And all the other shallow things will not matter. Won't have any money to leave behind. Won't have the fine and luxurious things of life to leave behind, but I just want to leave a committed life behind. That's all I want to say if I can help somebody. As I pass along, if I can cheer somebody with word of song, if I can show someone who's traveling wrong, then my living will not be in vain. If I can do my duty as a Christian art, if I can bring salvation to a world once wrought, if I can spread the message as the master taught, then my living will not be in vain. Yes, Jesus, I want to be on your right or your left side. Not for any selfish reason. I want to be on your right or your left side, not in terms of some political kingdom or ambition, but I just want to be there and love and in truth and in justice and in commitment to others so that we can make up this old world a new world. And I know some of you out there are wondering, then I got into Memphis. And some began to say the threats or talk about the threats that were out. What would happen to me from some sick people? Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop. And I don't mind. Like anybody, I like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. I'm not concerned with that right now. I just want to do God's will. He's allowed me to go up to the mountaintop. And I've looked over. And I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. My eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He's trampling out his vineyard with his swift sword. His truth is marching on.
All right. Jeremiah. Go ahead, Josh. Woo! All right. Go ahead, Josh.
I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service.
All right.
Hey, brother, let me do a selection real quick.
We got one person ahead.
Announcement, Jimmer.
All right, we're going to have one of our coordinators from Keep the Dream Alive Community Development Corporation do a song. She's not going to be accompanied by music on this one, so I want y'all to sing along with her. It's a very familiar tune, and it was one of Dr. King's favorite songs. She's going to do a little rendition of Precious Lord, Take My Hand. Y'all give her a hand as she comes.
So if this is where this is, we could give food here, or we could give it at the end.
Precious Lord, take my hand, lead me and let me stand. I am tired, and I am weak, and I am strong. Through the storm, through the night, lead me on to the light. Take my hand, precious Lord, and lead me on home. Come on, y'all, show us some love. It's not easy to get out here and do that. Amen, amen. Sister Thompson. She is the drummer for the famous group called the Fabulous Gospel D's.
Yes.
All right, somebody has a request.
I gotta.
What's the song? What's your name?
You can if you want to. Yeah, but donation, he'll let you get on the mic. Oh,
That's not the right plan. Yeah, this Dr. Piggy Band would have to be a spiritual or a song that represents the civil rights movement.
I got it. I'll do Mahalia Jackson.
oh yeah, okay.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm so proud of this.
Oh, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Ever will true. Come on, brother. Let me go.
Come on. You guys get a picture?
I'm so proud. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud to be loved by you. And it would